took away. That's the best. Get your money's worth. Now, that was
I'm on record that if Bi's on the team, I think he should come off the bench this year.
Wow, that's just not going to happen. I totally
It's not going to happen. I'm acknowledging that, but I think it's unquestionably the best thing for the team. And so I think if you were trying to maximize time on the court, maximize value, I think Brandon coming off the bench is the smartest play. I actually don't hate CJ coming off the bench in that situation either. Like, I'd be fine with that lineup. I would probably rather, gun to my head, I'd probably still rather CJ starting over Herb. But I'm indifferent. I'd be fine with this. I really would. And I don't think it's I agree. I really do. I think you have a hell of a bench.
Lito.
I'm reading the question. I'm sorry. Shout out to Terry.
Yeah, appreciate you, Terry.
This is a good question.
This is a good question.
I think and this is not to Terry, this is to the Pelicans. My problem in the situation is the insert center part.
Yeah.
Because you still who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who we talking about? Like,
it would probably be Tice. It is what it is. It's Tice. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I can't get over it.
The center spot's still an F. It's still an F.
Like, I really do. I'm just for my own mental sanity. I'm trying to come to grips with this notion that Daniel Tice, with the players that we just talked, we're talking about possibly a scenario where CJ McCollum is coming off the bench, where we think either Herb Jones, who was just first team all defense, or Trey Murphy, who's one of the I think one of the most dangerous 3-point threats in the entire league, or Brandon Ingram, who's made an all-star team. Like, two of those players coming off the bench.
Yeah.
And Daniel fucking Tice as the center with that. Like, that to me is disgusting. It's a disgusting failure. It's nothing against Daniel Tice. It really, but I just can't, I can't get comfortable with that. Like, how is this the situation that we've put ourselves in? It's crazy.
Ross, you think when Griff go to sleep at night thinking about the center on the roster, he sleeps peacefully? Like, you think
I don't.
He's like, I think I did well.
I don't.
I can't. I don't think he does either.
There's no way. Because there's no way.
There's no way it just
they're just not
he
stupid.
didn't go into
they're
the
not
offseason.
stupid.
Well, why didn't you do anything then?
But I think he has. I just think he just acted late. It is what it is, man. It
really
he
failed.
Is.
I don't think
he
this
failed.
was the plan.
This
wasn't the plan, but he failed.
Well, bro, all right, I feel you. But I'm saying, if I'm looking around the NBA, right, you look at Orlando has 56 centers on their roster. Like, you tell them you got all these picks for what? What you doing with them?
Okay, would you give up Jordan Hawkins and a pick for Walker Kessler? You give that up?
Yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
The lineup. I mean, if it was possible, I think that's probably if we're just talking about the four of Zion, Trey, Herb, and DeJounte, that's probably your best collection of four players that I think would be able to kind of thrive against any kind of matchup in any kind of situation. Like, that's the four that I'm most excited to see on the floor together, just because of the versatility I think you have offensively and defensively if that group can click. But the problem with that is that it's not realistic. I mean, I can think about it, but it's not realistic to have Brandon and CJ come off the bench. So it's hard for me to even, think about it. It's just not a reality. And I don't see a situation where even if you could convince and you thought it was the best basketball move to put Brandon on the bench, specifically CJ is kind of he's a veteran. He's probably at some point going to have to transition to a 6-man role.
Yep.
After this year. He's an expiring contract. Like, I'm not thinking about him as much in this equation with Brandon. I mean, if you are still looking to trade him, if you're still looking to maximize his value, how can you do that with having him come off the bench? I don't see
Chris,
that.
could you imagine? Like, I want y'all to think about this. Could you imagine a guy that wants $50 million a year? Okay, he's going right. He said it, and saying, "All right, man, you're going to go on the bench. You're going to start." You think he's going to accept that? And it doesn't. You're going to be like, well, "I don't give a fuck." Okay, well, literally, you're going to lose Brandon Ingram for the year. Like, he's just going to be literally like he's not going to give a baker's fuck
But if we-
about playing
you
basketball
think,
for the
you think so?
Pelicans. Yes,
A guy,
100%.
you think a guy in a contract year
Ross,
whose value has
yeah,
never
I
been
saw
lower,
a guy in a playing game pout because he wasn't in the game.
but I don't think he has that luxury this year. Like he
I-
literally is playing for his money now because it's a very real scenario. Y'all, in our group, there are some of us who say, "Oh no, somebody's going to pay him no matter what." I don't believe that to be true.
What,
I think
a
he could find himself in a situation of
Oh, no.
2 years, $50 million, like whatever Tobias Harris just got or something like that. He'd go have another terrible year, look bad, look the 2 steps slow, clanking a bunch of mid range. Like, no, like there is a very real scenario where he does not get paid by somebody. And so I don't think if like, I don't think he can just mail it in this year. I really don't. I don't think he can just quit.
I just
if
don't
he
think
doesn't
he'll
get what he
accept
wants.
it. I really just don't think he'll accept it.
I don't think he will either.
I
I mean,
don't think he'll accept
He'll just
it,
think I
but-
want to be traded then.
Well, that's awesome. Like he wants to. Like we're
Well, then you're
that's,
going to
that's
lose.
already been tried. Like we're
Well-
trying. Nobody wants you.
there's also that. There's also that too.
It's a really interesting situation, and
I
like,
don't think nobody wants him, man. I just think his
It's
the
kinda
circumstances
crazy.
around getting him.
he's a good
Caused the
basketball
issue.
player. He's a good basketball player.
Nobody wants you in your current situation. Like we could put all the caveats around it you want. Nobody wants you in your current situation. And I think if nobody wants you in your current situation, they're not going to want you in a situation where they've got to give you 20 million more a year than you're getting.
You know what though? I also think he has the wrong person making the final decision that's kind of representing him. I'm not talking about his agent, but in David Griffin, to where like, you know, Griff, we've talked about this. Griff isn't going to take like a loss or what is perceived as a short-term loss right away. So that doesn't help a guy like Brandon either.
No.
Because I don't know. Like I hear what you're saying, Ross, but am I 100% sure that the Pelicans haven't been sent a deal for Brandon that we all would agree to for whatever the case is, but Griff won't say yes to it because of what he
I
feels
honestly-
is a win or not.
Chris, I honestly think he just hasn't gotten any. I hear you. It goes back to what Lito said. Like Griff knows the starting center position, and just in the center position group in whole is bad. It's bad. It's the worst center position in the NBA, hands down. It's not even close. You know he's been trying to move Brandon Ingram. He just literally, I think every deal that's been thrown at him is really, really bad. It's got to be.
Does it?
You don't think that? You really don't think that?
You mean I don't have enough faith in David Griffin to be able to say that in one way or another.
That's also fair. That's fair.
First took away.